This is a quick tour of Reef Solution in Laval, Quebec, just outside of Montreal. I've probably been to Montreal more than 10 times, but I've never actually checked out an LFS there. Really, I can only think of 3 or 4 big reef stores I've visited on vacation, since before I used to have access to corals all the time, and vacation was a time to forget about the reef. Now I gotta drag my family over to check out an aquarium store since we don't have any here. This store is pretty comparable to the GTA stores I used to frequent. The one standout is this 500-gallon display that was SBS dominated. It had a great 6x4 footprint with a center overflow, so you could walk around the entire tank. From what I understand, these SBS pieces have been growing out over the past 15 months when they redid the tank. They would actually sell frags from the colonies, but they would sell them at a price so high to discourage you from wanting to buy them, as they didn't actually want to cut the pieces. They did have a few small frags in the front of the tank that were just regularly for sale. I spent a lot more time looking at this tank than I did filming, and I know a lot of fish store videos, people tend to go too fast and it's a little bit of a mess. I'm certainly guilty of that as well, but this is also the first time I've been in a reef shop in more than 6 months, so I was just happy to look around and actually talk to people in person about reefs, which is not something I get a chance to do very often. The far end of the tank had several softies and LPS, so even though it was SBS dominant, there was quite a few other corals in the tank as well, but they were all contained to the far side. I didn't get a shot of it, but the tank was lit almost entirely by max spec LEDs. They did have just a couple T5s over a few select SBS pieces. They also used plenty of gyres for flow. One thing I really liked, which I found out was not by design, is the stand was completely open, so you could see everything they were running. In addition to these eShop skimmers, they were running the complete Aquaforest line, dosing all the various products. No calcium reactor in a tank with this much SBS. It was certainly inspiring to see this tank, and maybe I will slowly get some of my softies out and go a little more hard coral dominant. Other than that, they did have a few fish, not too many. But these yellow tangs were some of the smallest I've ever seen. Since we don't know how much longer we're going to be getting these guys, it's probably a good idea to get a small one if you're looking to buy one. They had all kinds of colonies: SBS, LPS, softies, Monty caps bigger than dinner plates. Quite a varied mix. I did go through this part a little fast since I was mostly looking for myself initially, and then just wanted to get a quick overview. They did also have a large frag section that had various pieces, and I did manage to pick up a couple of things for myself. While there were certainly tons of things I would have liked to have bought, this was not an ideal time for me to buy since I still had more than a day in Montreal. But in my next video, I will show how I brought a few pieces home from this shop. It was quite an impressive store with everything from $15 zoo frags to those beautiful SBS colonies. They also had a large freshwater section, which I never made it to. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you're ever in the Montreal area, it's definitely worth checking out the shop, if only for the display tank. Thanks for watching, and happy reefing.